Here is an easy yoga morning routine for guys in their 40s and up. So no flexibility required, no crazy postures, no previous yoga experience required. Just do your best, follow along, and by the end of this, you're going to be feeling both physically and mentally ready for the day ahead. We're going to get started on the ground on your back. I have 2 yoga blocks with me. You don't need them. If you have them, cool, that's helpful, but you don't need them. I'm also going to be using a knee pad at some point, but you don't need the knee pad. And if you want to substitute things, you can use a stack of books for the blocks, and for the knee pad, you could just use a towel or a piece of clothing. We're going to start on your back. Bring your left leg straight out in front of you. Relax that on the ground. Bring your right knee in toward your chest. And if you notice that your lower back is popping off the ground, try and press your lower back into the ground. And if you need to, drag this left heel in a little bit so you can get that lower back in contact with the ground. Go ahead and grab your right leg, your right knee with both hands, and lightly pull that in toward the shoulder until we feel some stretching through the right side of your lower back. Breathe in and out of your nose. So this is a big portion of this workout is the breathing. If you notice that you're holding your breath at any point, or if you've just forgotten to breathe slowly and with control, just come back to the breathing. All right, just take a big breath in and start over again. And in this pose, we're squeezing the knee in toward the shoulder. You're going to feel some stretching through your lower back. You're going to also feel tightening up through your right abdominal wall and also through your right hip flexors. If you notice you start to open up a little bit and you can bring the left leg straight out, but keep that lower back on the ground, go ahead and do that. All right, and go ahead and switch sides. And if you have a block, grab a block. I want to show you a modification you can do for your head. So if you lay down on your back and you notice that if you have poor posture right now, you might notice that you kind of look backwards instead of looking up. If you place a block under your head, that will help out with that. And then same thing again, you can bring your right leg straight out. If you notice that your lower back comes off the ground, drag your right foot in a little bit so that it's closer to your butt, and that way we can flatten your lower back down. Grab your left knee with both hands and pull your knee in toward your shoulder. Now we're going to feel the left side of your torso, so your left abdominal wall and also your left hip flexors start to tighten up. And as we do that, we're stretching the lower back. So some gentle stretching for the lower back here, combined with a little bit of light strength work. And this is a really good way to approach yoga in general, is see if you can combine strength with flexibility, not just passive flexibility, because if you add the strength work, it will last longer. And you'll also be able to more significantly increase flexibility. If you can straighten the right leg, try and do that now. Just make sure that the lower back stays in contact with the ground. Keep your shoulders relaxed, keep your head relaxed. Again, if you want to use the block behind your head, you can, or if it feels okay without, then you can move the block away. Slow, controlled breathing. Take a big breath in. And then go ahead and release your left leg. Bring your feet in toward your butt. Once again, I want you to push your lower back into the ground, so you shouldn't be able to bring your hands under your lower back. Try to get your hands under, but you're pushing the lower back down. You're feeling your abs work as you do that. And now we've got good position with the spine. Press down evenly through both feet, through the toes, the big toes, the ball mound of the feet, and also through your heels. And with that lower back pressing down, press your feet into the ground, squeeze your butt, and then lift the hips, coming into a bridge. So initially, just feeling the glutes engaging, so squeezing your butt muscles, thinking about squeezing a penny between your butt cheeks. So we're getting the hips active here. This is really important for the day. Most of us have pretty weak glutes. We also don't use our glutes enough, and that tends to create lower back discomfort. So getting the glutes active, especially if you're going to be sitting a lot during the day, will help support your back, your knees too. And then from here, with that engagement, see if you can push your hips up a little bit higher. Press your knees forward.
squeezing your butt and pressing down through your feet to press your hips up, and then maybe starting to feel some stretching through your hip flexors as well. You can keep your hands along your sides to help out a little bit. If you want to make this more challenging for your lower body, you can lift your arms up. We're going to do 20 more seconds here. Really slow, controlled breathing. Even if it starts to get a little bit tiring, just focus on that breathing, and that slow, controlled breathing can help make this easier. Also can help you hold this for longer. Last exhale. All right, slowly release down. Lower back goes into the ground once more. And now we're going to move into some dead bug. So bring your right knee above your right hip, forming 90-degree angles with your knee and your hip. And then bring your left leg straight out in front of you. Hover it about 6 inches off the ground. If you notice that there's pain in your lower back as you do that, you can bring the leg up higher. And then you're going to bring your right hand to your right knee and your left arm straight back, squeezing it toward the ground, and lift your shoulders. So this is an ab exercise. It's a core exercise. Again, we're going to try and keep this lower back pressing into the ground. Notice that the lower back comes off the ground, then bring the leg up higher. If you can challenge yourself, bring the left leg a little bit closer to the ground. Go ahead and switch sides. We're going to bring hand to the thigh and then switch. So right leg forward, right hand back. Pressing your lower back into the ground. If you want to make this more intense, you can also push your left thigh and your left hand into one another. Lift your shoulders and think about lifting your chest toward the ceiling, not lifting your head up to challenge your core. And you can also open up your right shoulder here by squeezing the right arm toward the ground. So maybe feeling some stretching through the shoulder and some muscle engagement through the upper back. Now we're going to speed it up a little. Inhale, bring your hands and your thighs toward one another. Exhale, switch. Left leg forward, left hand back. Inhale, return. Hands and thighs together. Exhale, right leg forward, right arm back. One more to each side. Inhale. Exhale, left leg forward, left hand back. Keep that lower back pressing down. Inhale, back to middle. Exhale, right leg forward, right hand back. And then hands and thighs back together, and release your feet down, release your head down. All right. Go ahead and just rock your knees from side to side here, keeping your feet loosely planted on the ground in front of your hips. This is just a nice way to loosen up your lower back and your hips. And then from here, we're going to move into a reclined twist. So bring the knees over the hips. Bring your shins parallel to the ground. Bring your arms out into a T. And then as you exhale, slowly bring your legs over to the right. Try to keep your left shoulder down. If it comes up, that's okay, though. It just means you're a little tighter through the spine. Bring your right hand on top of your left knee. Extend your left arm out. And this is a reclined twist. So what we're doing here, you want to get your hips to face to the right, but we're trying to get the torso and your chest to face up. So hips face to the right and chest faces up. Think about lengthening from your hips to your head. So if you can kind of create some space in your spine, making your body longer, that can help here. And then as you're inhaling, breathe into your left rib cage. So big inhale and push into that left rib cage. And as you exhale, relax a little bit more into the twist. So you're letting your left shoulder relax more to the ground. This is a pretty basic but really nice twist for the lower back. If you spend a lot of time sitting during the day, if you notice that you have lower back pain, this is something that you can come to often. And keep in mind, with all of the poses that we're doing here, these are all things that you can do as just a standalone pose. So you don't necessarily have to do the entire routine. You can just do one pose, and you should feel some relief from that. Go ahead and come back to the middle. Take a breath to reset. Keep the knees above the hips, arms out to a T. And then next, exhale. Once again, coming over to the left this time, slowly lowering the legs to the ground. Try to keep your right shoulder on the ground. And if you notice that your lower back pops as you're coming over, that's a good thing. It means that there's mobility there. And if it feels kind of maybe stiff or painful, then it probably just hasn't relaxed all the way yet. Those muscles are still tight. So it'll loosen up as we go. And remember that the goal of these poses isn't to mirror what I'm doing. So you don't just want to look at me and say, oh, Dean is in that position, so I'm going to try and do it exactly the way he's doing it, because you have different flexibility levels than I do. So you want to do the pose in a way that it works for you. So you're going to do your best to get your hips facing over to the left. And then depending on how tight your spine or your hips are here, maybe the right shoulder is still hovering off the ground. But you want to do your best to get the right shoulder as close to the ground as possible without forcing yourself too much. So you want to find something where it feels low to medium intensity. You're not pushing to a really high intensity, otherwise you won't be able to relax. And then remembering to breathe. Take one more breath here. All right, and then bring it back to the middle. Take a breath here. Just kind of reset. And then from here, we're going to move into a low lunge position, right leg forward. So if you have the blocks here, this is a good opportunity to use the blocks. Blocks are going to go near the top corners of the mat. And if you have a knee pad, this is a nice place to put the pad under where your knee is going to go. So left knee is down, right leg is forward, hands are on the blocks. And I'm using the blocks here to support myself and make sure that I can keep my chest lifted and upright. I want to make sure that I'm not kind of falling forward here, but creating some space between my ribs and my hips. So thinking about lengthening your ribs away from the hips and staying somewhat upright with your posture. So the blocks here are really helpful. If you don't have blocks, you can also put your hands on your front thigh like this. And just slow, controlled breathing in and out of your nose here. You're going to notice a stretch through your left hip flexors as you're doing that. If you don't feel that stretch, bring your left knee further back or crawl your right foot further forward. And then make sure your shoulders are relaxed down and back. You don't want your shoulders shrugging up near the ears, creating extra tension there, but allowing the shoulders or even pulling the shoulder blades toward one another and down so that the chest is open. And we're working on good posture here. From here, we're going to come into a runner's lunge. So a little bit more intense. You're going to tuck your back toes, your left toes, squeeze your left thigh to lift your left knee, and come into this more active version of a lunge. So there's more strength required here. It is going to be a bit more intense. Still feeling that stretch through your left hip flexors, kind of from the your left side of your waist down to the knee. We're using the hands on the blocks to help support your body weight. Still pulling the chest forward and up. Goal here is to make a long straight line from your back heel all the way through the top of your head. Pull your chin in toward your throat, lengthen the back of your neck, and then look slightly forward and down. So not straight out in front of you, not straight down, but somewhere in the middle. And then just one more breath here. And slowly release. All right. Good job. We're going to switch sides. So left leg forward, right leg back. Allow the hip to kind of come forward and down until we feel that stretch to the front of your right hip flexors. If it feels too intense at first, just don't go as deep and you can ease into it. One other big thing that helps here is the breathing. So take a deep breath in. As you exhale, allow your hips to press forward, going deeper into that stretch. You can also be active through your toes here. So if you want, you can tuck the back toes and squeeze your right thigh. You can also untuck your back toes and push the top of your foot against the ground. Either way, that's going to help you get a better stretch through the right hip flexors
which is the goal here. Hands can be on the blocks, or again, if you don't have blocks, hands can go up onto the thighs. And here you want to make sure that we're not creating too much tension through the lower back. So if you feel like your hips are way out in front of you and you're arching your back, then bring your legs a little bit closer together. And that will help you focus on the hip stretch and keep your spine in a neutral position instead of really arching the lower back and making it really tight in there. Slow, controlled breathing. Try to build awareness through your breath and through your body as you do this. So you're kind of curious about, how do my feet feel here? What's going on in my thighs? Where's the stretching happening? What do my ribs feel like? So it's just kind of this constant check-in of your body. How are your ribs? How are the hips? What about the positioning of your head? And that can all help with building mental strength, building mindfulness, and stress relief. Go ahead and tuck the back toes. Now we're going to come into runner's lunge, just like we did on that first side. It helps to push your right heel toward the ground here and squeezing your right thigh, lifting the back knee. You can use your hands on the blocks. Put as much weight as you want into the blocks to make it easier. If you want to make it harder, less weight into the blocks. If you want it more of a stretch, more weight into the blocks. Push the top of your head away from your back foot. Chin in toward the throat. Pull your neck back. So that way we're getting our neck into good alignment, not allowing your head to poke out in front of you, but pulling the chin in toward the throat and then pulling the neck back and up toward the ceiling and looking straight down and out in front of you. So not straight down, not straight out, but kind of in the middle there, kind of looking 3 or 4 feet in front of you. All right, we've got one more breath here. And then slowly release that back knee down. Nicely done. From here, we're going to go into a kneeling adductor stretch. So go ahead and place your pad, or if you have one, or if you have a sweatshirt or a t-shirt, you can do that. You're going to line up your left knee on the ground. I'll mirror you guys, actually. So you're going to line up your left knee on the ground, like you see me doing here. And then you're going to bring your right leg out to the side, like this. And then, if you want to make this more intense, you can move your left leg further out, move your right leg further out, keeping your left leg where it is, and then shift your hips back to get that stretch to the inner thighs. Where you can use blocks here, if you feel like you're rounding too far forward, you can put a block in front of you and kind of prop yourself up like that. And then we're breathing in and out of the nose. So the inner thigh here is really important to the lower back. If you notice that you have lower back pain during the day, one big factor of that is tightness in the muscles of the hips, because all of these big muscles in the hip connect to the lower back. So stretching your inner thigh, that's going to release tension on the lower back. Hopefully your body feels better, and it should. The cool thing about these workouts is you should feel better immediately after you finish. It doesn't take 3 or 4 weeks, doesn't take months, but immediately afterwards. Do one more breath here. And then go ahead and release. We're going to switch sides. So again, same thing, knee pad going over to the other side. You're going to rest your right knee on that knee pad. Bring your left leg to the outside. Try to get the outside of the foot on the ground. It's going to be, kind of hard to do that, but if you can push that outside of the foot toward the ground, you'll also feel stretching through the outside of your left ankle. So that's going to feel nice. And then we've got the block to help out here. You're starting with your hips somewhat forward, and then to deepen the stretch, press your hips back and down, and then you'll feel that stretch through the inner thighs. Try to keep open through your chest. So I don't want you to collapse through your chest like this, but think about keeping a long line through the front of your body. This is going to help with your breathing. It's going to help with your posture. It's also going to help you get a better hip stretch. Slow, controlled breathing. especially if you notice that that's really tight and uncomfortable. Doing the slow controlled breathing, again, in and out of your nose, is going to help your body relax. If you notice that you're really tense, that you're really uncomfortable, it's going to be tough for your body to open up. So using the breath to tell your body, hey, it's okay, we're safe here, that allows the muscles to relax, and that allows you to open up. One more breath here. All right. Go ahead and come out of that. From here, we're going to go into a supported cobra. So winding down here, you can take the blocks out of the way. You're going to bring your hands onto the ground just like you would for a plank, and then bring your hips toward the ground, bring your chest forward, and then aim your chest forward at the wall in front of you. Keep active through your hands here. Press your hips toward the ground. Feel the stretch through your abs. Look straight forward, and then if it feels okay, you can also look slightly up. Shift the focus into your upper back, so if you can feel those muscles around the shoulder blades working as you push into the ground. Big breaths here if you can. So big breaths in and out of the nose. This is a pose that's going to help build some energy. This is going to work on your posture. Very different from what you do during the day when you're hunched over a phone or sitting at a desk. So this should open up pretty nicely. If you notice that there's some pinching in the lower back, you can lean forward a little bit, and that will reduce that tension in the lower back. You can also be more aware of your core, so squeezing your ab muscles helps to relieve pressure in the lower back. Let's do one more breath here. And then moving into a child's pose. So this is our last pose. You're going to bring your knees wide, your big toes to touch. Allow your butt to come down toward the ground. Walk your arms out in front of you. And it helps to stay kind of upright through the chest initially. A lot of guys are pretty tight through the hips here. And so what happens is the back really rounds here. And I want you to try and keep your back flat. So try to keep your abs engaged. Keep your chest kind of aimed forward initially. And if you notice that you're tight through the knees, if you have difficulty bending the knees all the way, then just bring your knees as far back as they'll go without pain. And that's where you're going to end up. So bending the knees just as much as you can without pain. And then hands, just like you'd have them for a plank, actively pressing into the ground. If you can relax your forehead to the ground, great. If you notice that your head is kind of off the ground, you can use a block, place that under your forehead, and that will help you relax your head, relax your neck, and that's going to help you relax into the pose overall. So using these tools like the blocks is going to help you get a better stretch. It's going to help you with better technique, as opposed to not using equipment. And I'm not trying to sell you my blocks. I don't care if you get them from me or from Amazon somewhere, but the point is that if you're using equipment, it is going to be more effective, especially if you're less flexible or you're new, compared to using no props, no assistance. Let's do 3 big breaths here to finish up. As you inhale, breathe into your rib cage in all directions. So you're filling up through the sides, the front, and your back. And then as you exhale, squeezing out all that air. One more breath. Hope you guys enjoyed this workout. Again, this is a yoga morning routine made for guys in their 40s and up, so less flexibility required, more focus on the pose technique. If you like this approach, I encourage you to subscribe to the Manful Yoga YouTube channel here. So go ahead and click subscribe. That's how you're going to get more of these workouts. We put out a new video every Tuesday. We've also got a ton of morning routines like this already on the Manful Yoga YouTube channel. So head over to the Manful Yoga YouTube channel homepage, and you can see those routines in the morning playlist section. So if you want to check out one of them right now, I've actually picked one right here. Go ahead and click above my shoulder. Watch that video. Let me know what you think. Guys, thanks for being here. I'll see you on the next video.